So hello. We're here with Alex and Peter, who just bought their first home in Bernal Heights, which is very exciting, just a few months ago. And I want to thank them so much for sitting down with us and just sharing a little bit about their purchase experience and what it was like to work with Elevation and go through the purchase process. So you guys go ahead, were there any kind of challenges or things that you would want other buyers to be aware of, or things that you ran into that you were surprised by during the process?
I think one that if we started with the end is that I think everything gets faster as you go through. And so especially once you start putting in offers, especially if you get your offer accepted, everything just hits breakneck speed. So, any of the kind of legwork that you can do ahead of time to make sure you're prepared for when it happens.
Mhm.
You can really, it's hard to get that time back. So being really prepared for if let's say your offer got accepted, even just making sure everything was squared away, because basically that's a huge stress time. Potentially, and you because the house you want. But even
Yeah, they accepted our offer on a Friday and we had to run to the bank and coordinate and unlock our credit and get final I guess financing and stuff approved on a Friday afternoon. So it was a little bit hectic, but we're really glad that it worked out and we had a lot of support from Haley and Eddie.
Yeah, and I guess even rewinding earlier, really taking the time to survey, the lay of the land, was really helpful, so that we knew what we want. But I think, sorry, your question was again the unexpected.
Any challenges or advice for buyers?
Yeah. Something came to your mind.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, I think, yeah, but I think really figuring out to know what you want, in retrospect, also looking back at times where we were this is the house, you might have thought this could have been the house, but we were in a situation where we couldn't have even fully executed on that. But having gone through and waiting for this one, we realized that it's kind of really, we were was good luck that we kind of had to wait longer. So I think really taking the time to understand what you want in a house and in the neighborhood and what your needs are, and really getting to explore that in houses is really helpful, because, and then it helps with coordinating with the agents that you guys could better understand what we needed and get to understand that over time, so that let's say when you showed us that house from off the market, you could kind of get a feel for if it would be up our alley or things like that.
Yeah, totally. And you guys did a really good job of kind of seeing what you could, everything that was out there, and kind of just painting that picture. I think I tell people this all the time, that the more homes you see, even if you feel like you're not going to love it, but you want to go and see it anyway, it paints the picture, it builds the perspective, and it kind of comes into focus when, you do see one. I think you guys had seen this house, we kind of looked at another and maybe kind of ruminated for a minute, and then, but the perspective that you had, having gone to other homes, I think gave you the confidence to know that this was the right one.
Right, for sure.
And so the other thing that I'd love to know is, if you enjoyed working with us and if you would have any, if you had friends and family that were kind of looking to buy, what kinds of things did we do that were helpful for you that you would recommend to your friends?
There were some instances where Peter and I went to go look at some open houses on Saturday or Sunday, and then Haley and Eddie both made a really good concerted effort to go to those open houses later, or the brokerage meetings that they have on Tuesday or Wednesdays, and communicated back with us about what they thought about it, and if it was or wasn't a good fit. And there's also one instance where we're looking at a house in Twin Peaks and everything looked great, and they kind of just warned us, just so you know, it's kind of on a throughway street, which looking at Google Maps, for example, you would never know. But they have a real insider knowledge of the city and how people actually live in San Francisco, that we, coming from the peninsula, just would never have known. And it was a consideration that actually like kind of drove us away from that house in that example. So like that kind of like level of attention to detail, like you don't get with very many people. I feel like they just did like a really good job, like really communicating things and like letting us know in advance of like kind of what we would be getting ourselves into with certain houses.
Yeah, and I think there's another side to where like you can have so much excitement about houses and like you go to one that there are other considerations that like, you know, you're investing in this house, like your desire for this house might not be the same for like other people and if you had to go around and sell it, but like so there's like real practical elements. And so like what Alex was saying, like the attention to detail, like for example, if spaces in the house were up to code or how they were, like that navigating that is really can be really challenging because like the sellers, they might disclose it in particular ways. They won't call attention to it necessarily. And because it's San Francisco, like there's a wide range of what the state a house could be in. And so like I really appreciated when like Alex was saying, like if we went to the open house and then you two went and saw it yourself, like you definitely made a note of that. And then it was kind of thing where like, you know, we have to like this house and be aware of this and we're choosing this with that in mind. And so like that basically you really had our backs through that process so that it's not an unexpected aspect. And like, so that we're not like, if we're turning around and selling the house, like, what are we going to do? Like, how is this going to happen? Like,
Yeah.
I really felt like, and like, even as we went further into like the like right before the offer, like you were very clear, like here are the things that like you should be aware of in the disclosures. And I think that that process and learning about the house and that was I really appreciated. And like Alex said, really the neighborhood level understanding of San Francisco and like what that would entail is like pretty amazing because like you can't get that from an open house and you don't know how cars drive around the neighborhood to get to their commutes, you know, by going to a showing. So
Sure.
Yeah, I in particular really like the weekly check-ins of just like how we're doing, like do we want to take a break and like where are we in the process, like in our decision. It's a really big commitment and a really big decision and a lot of feelings and sometimes it can be very difficult. And so I liked having that open discussion at least once a week with both of you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all those kind words. You know, I have to give you guys props because you were very, very prepared for this and very organized. And also, you know, you took the time to like actually read through the disclosure packet too and come up with your own like questions and thoughts. And, you know, I'm always going to read them for clients and we're always going to go through them. But it's so important that, you know, as a buyer of a home, as you guys know already, like having been there about a month, that things happen and like you need to be aware, eyes wide open with everything that you can and armed with the info that you can get from the seller. But also like knowing that things are going to happen when you move in and you guys are handled things with stride and, you know, the first year, like a light bulb will fall off a ceiling or the roof will leak a little bit in a bomb cyclone and like, you know, things will happen and you guys are you've been really wonderful at, you know, just being relaxed through things and like trying not to stress out and, it's awesome and it's appreciated and we loved working with you so much, but actually it wasn't that long that we worked together. So we're sometimes sad when people get into contract quickly because then we can't work together more. So
we definitely got lucky all around with agents and with the house. So
awesome.
Yeah,
well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. We're very lucky.
It was awesome. It was great. And just to throw in, you know, when we have these conversations with people, they talk about how things get so complex when you get into contract, and it's kind of like we have that graphic in the initial consultation that we do, and it's like a linear line when you're looking for the house, and then there's like it becomes like this spider right after you get in the contract, and you guys were fantastic and took it all in your stride, and well done, and got a great home for it. So
awesome.
Thanks for all the support through the whole crazy process.
It's our pleasure.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Thank you so much. Yeah.